Welcome back to Bloom. Although 75% of women have painful sex at some point in their lives, only 5% tell their doctors, and they don't tell their partners because of shame and discounting their own pleasure. Joining us to discuss and offer tips is Laura Zam, the author of The Pleasure Plan. Welcome to Bloom, Laura.
Thank you, Gail. I'm thrilled to be here.
We're excited to have you on Bloom today, and this is such an important subject. How did you come into this profession of helping women?
Well, I met and married the man of my dreams after 3 decades of desperately searching for love. And everything was perfect, except I experienced painful sex associated with having been molested and also perimenopause. I couldn't talk to my husband about this or my doctor, but one day I decided to challenge my shame. I went on a sexual healing odyssey that I document in my book, The Pleasure Plan. In 5 years, I worked with 15 different kinds of practitioners and tried 30 different healing modalities. I cured myself this way, and then I went on a mission to help other women find the pleasure, intimacy, and sexual health information they deserve.
And I'm glad that that we're talking about this now. It's very timely with Valentine's Day around the corner, and it's more than about heart-shaped candy boxes and flowers. It is about romance and connection, and it's sad that so many women suffer in silence like this.
Exactly. And Valentine's Day is such a beautiful holiday. I love it. But inadvertently, it also promotes a fantasy that spicy romance is going to be effortless. When women are dealing with pelvic pain and also depression, anxiety, exhaustion, right? Can spicy romance still happen? Absolutely. But women need a little bit of imagination and determination to find real solutions. I believe solutions help us claim our right to pleasure.
So why do you think that women are so afraid of approaching this subject?
I know why they're afraid, because Gail, it took me 30 years to have these conversations. As you mentioned, it's shame, it's discounting our pleasure, and I'll even go a step further. I think women think that their pleasure and even comfort is so less important than their partner's sexual experience.
All right, so let's talk about some of the tips that you offer up, some of the things that you learned personally that you put in your book to help so many women navigate this difficult situation.
Well, first of all, solutions start with speaking openly about what's going on. And the first person to really speak to, I believe, is our doctors. Our doctors have great solutions once we start bringing up this matter. To speak to our doctor, though, to broach the subject, what I recommend is that at that visit, you tell your doctor you just want to talk, no exam. It is much easier to explain a complicated situation if you're not also dealing with a speculum. And the doctor will be able to focus here on your words.
Yes, and that is important. We don't have a lot of time with our doctors, so go in and don't be intimidated and just be prepared to speak openly about what you're dealing with.
Exactly.
Any other tips?
Yes, sure. We should also start talking to our partners. We don't have data whether it's only 5% of women who talk to our partners, but I imagine it might be. Here's a good way to talk to our partners. Ask your partner to join you on a pleasure plan, working together as a team. When partners approach this problem solving in this way, inevitably they find that both people could actually benefit from some sexual healing.
I think that's great. I think you're right. Communication with the one that you love and communication with your doctor are the 2 key ways to start. And I know you map out a lot more than that in your book, and I want to give folks information as to where they can find out more about you, Laura. It is www.laurazam.com. We really appreciate you joining us on Zoom today and on Bloom.
Thank you so much, Gail. It's been a pleasure being here.
All right. We're going to be back with more Bloom right after this.